not where we're supposed to be in you, God, but we are. We thank you, oh Father God, that we are stepping our game up even in the season. That if it's not what you called us to do, God, that we know that we have an opportunity to get it right. Thank you, God, for allowing us to get it right. Thank you, God, for allowing us to step it up. Thank you, God, for allowing us to move in your light, move in your position, move the way you want us to move, that we don't just move for ourselves, but we do it according to your will and your way, oh God. We don't get caught up in what other people think or say about us, but we are often set up, oh Father, to be great because you called us to be great. God, we are positioned on today to be loved by you, to be more valued by you, oh God, or even for us to value ourselves the way that you value us. See, we have a habit of saying, God, I'm not more than enough. I'm not enough. But God, you're showing us that you are. You look at us that we're more than enough to you. And when you do that, God, you leave us in a place to accept who we are in you and to learn to love ourselves even the more. So thank you, oh God, for loving us. Thank you, oh God, for keeping us. Thank you for shining your light upon us. Thank you for being our light that guides us throughout the day. We appreciate you, God, for all that you do. In Jesus' name, amen. So good morning, you all. I got a slight throat thing going on, so I'm going to make sure that I keep this really calm for me unless God says otherwise. That's where we going. So you are live with me. I am Tennille. I'm the vessel that God uses every Monday through Friday at 7:45 a.m. To cover over you and to also guide you into a boost for your day. We thank God for all that He does for us every single morning. So join us for prayer every morning. And then we go forward in our conversation. So I'm excited about the conversation because this conversation is going to be amazing. This conversation is one that is going to make you think. And sometimes I know that we look at ourselves and we don't see more than enough. We don't see worth it. We don't see um, that we can move forward in whatever it is that God is calling us to do. We don't see any of that, but He does, huh? We don't see that we're good enough for life. We don't see any of that, but we're worth it. We don't see how God could just love us just because. That's because our work to us is less than. We don't see any of that at all. But today I want you to see it. Today I want to remind you that this is what God is calling us to, and this is who God has called us to be. Now you can decide who you are in this thing. You can decide if you're going to be on one side or the other, but in the process of it, you need to make sure that either you're going to be the one or you're going to be part of the 99. God talks in the Bible, it talks about how there's a cattle that is walking through. And God left the 99 to go get the one. You know, that reference where we're his sheep, we're his children, we're the ones who follow him. Hmm? That one gets away, that one goes astray, okay? That one decides to do something different besides what it's called to do right then, instead of walking with the entire group, it decides to slide off and, oh, I'm gonna go check out the friends over here. Now, the reason why they walk in groups is to keep them safe, right? They walk in groups so that they can go forward throughout their day and they can make it to where they're going easily, but also to protect one to another. Because if one goes off, that one can be attacked by wolves, that one can be attacked by dogs, that one can be attacked by bears. But normally, when you roll in a group, you don't have to worry about the attack being so much of a big attack because normally if somebody's coming up on you and you're with a group, the group will turn, the group will help, the group will do. Now these are sheep, they gonna run. I've never known sheep to fight unless y'all know something I don't know. They gonna run. But God had them together to make sure that they were connected so that it was more of them and they could possibly make it safely instead of being picked off one by one. He wanted the 100 to get from this location to that location and still be 100. He didn't want to lose one. But when one drifted off, when one strayed away, when one decided that I'm tired of this now and I want to go over here, when one felt like, my life ain't fun enough no more, I want to go over here and do my thing, when one decided that they needed to just move on with it, when one, that one, that one who feels like they're less than, or maybe everybody was picking on them, so they felt like they wasn't worth it, or they got to build themselves up to make themselves look better. So I'm gonna go off and do this thing because I want to be independent and I feel like I can do it. Or that one that's been beat down, torn down, tired, and doesn't know how to stay with the group anymore. I just need to be alone. Or even that one that decided that their life isn't worth it and they decided, I want to get devoured. I want to go and I want to just end up in this world. I just want to live life. Maybe if I give myself over to the enemy, I'll be better than that one. God left the 99 and went for the one. Now, God is omnipresent, so He was still there. He knows what's going on. He can see it. He already knew what was going to happen beforehand. That whole blueprint, that whole design. But He wanted that one. So when that one that left the group, God looked at the 99 and was like, y'all got this. Stay right here. That 99 stayed so He could go find the one. Now, they could have roamed off. They could have broke away. They could have became the one. As He bringing back one, there's another one He got to find. I'm pretty sure along the route there was a couple of ones that decided I want to go see what that one did, because we know we would do that as humans. That one left home and went over there, and I know they back. But let me go see if what they saying is true, because we curious, because we want to know. And everything don't always turn out well, but even when we get hurt, we still can come back. So yes, you have that one. God went for that one. God went for that one like, hey, Tennille, where you going? He went for that one like, come back. He went for that one like, daughter, I need for you to come back to the crowd because that's where you're safer. That's where I can keep an eye on all of you at one time and we can walk and talk together. God was like, I need for you, Tennille, to come on. Don't stray. Don't go your own way. I understand that he looked good. I get it. He pleasing to your eye. Gotcha. But can you come back this way? I understand that you're drawn to that activity that's happening over there, but no, can you come back over here? Yeah, you could go that route, but is that safe? Is that who you want to be seen as? Is that what you want to deal with? No, of course not. Always wanting to stay within yourself, always wanting to move about your day, always wanting to go for it and what God is calling you to go for it in. That's what He's calling you to do. So that's what we're doing today. We're talking about the one, we're talking about the 99, the group of 100, being 100 in life, being real with yourself to understand where you stand. You have to understand where you stand in life. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. People say that all the time. Well, I'm standing on the word of God that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That He is my light, the lamp unto my feet, the light unto my path. I don't need to stray away from the group. And I've done it, y'all. I've strayed away. I've dipped off. I've fallen back. I've backslid. I was a minister and backslid. But I got myself back in line, got back with the group, and started walking again. Then I became the one that watched the sheep. I gave myself an assignment in that group. Hold on, let me start just looking out for everybody. But that was our assignment anyway, just looking out for others, checking in on others, making sure that the others were okay and nobody else was backsliding. Nobody else was dipping off. Nobody else was just gonna fall. And not to make sure, not to exactly make sure that they didn't fall or dip off, to make sure that when they did, they didn't stay there. Because you can't stop people from straying. You can't stop people from dipping off. You can't stop people from being them, right? But you can, you definitely can help them out by talking to them. You can help them out by telling your testimony and not adding something to it or trying to take something from it. Own up to your stuff, leave it in there. Don't add nothing to it. You ain't got to play the hero. And this is not a Me Too movement. So everything I say does not have to be a Me Too. Me Too. You can honestly say, I've been there and keep going. Let them keep talking. I understood. Been there. But let me tell you how to get out of that. This is how I did it. I don't know how that helps you, but this is how I did it. That means that you don't have to sit there and, yeah, 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 I know. Because it almost turns into gossip. It almost turns into you affirming what they've done. I told a story once about um, being part of the youth ministry and one of the kids coming to let me know that they had slipped up and fornicated. And I said, listen, I hear you. I listened to everything they said, and that was okay. They were waiting on my response. They thought I was gonna be mad. Thought I was gonna say this and mm. Let me tell you, nope. Been there, done that. Actually, did it last week. Want to pray together? I've already repented, but I'll do it with you again. Let's go. We can pray together. And I did that. I put myself out there because I wanted them to understand you're not alone. But this ain't a Me Too movement because I didn't stay there. So I'm asking you, come on with me. Let's figure this out. Let's pray together. Let's figure it out. Let's go. So during that time of the one, I wanted to make sure the one understood that you can still make it back to the 99. You can still be okay. And even if your path don't lead you back clearly, just straightforward back, you can always adjust. Adjust what you need to do. Adjust how you do it. You still got me. This is not a Me Too, but this is what I did. And I want you to be able to make that thing adjust, make that thing go away or decide what you want to do and know that you got somebody's back and somebody has yours. Give you the opportunity to look out and watch over and make yourself feel like you're worth it because God already does. So today's topic is, am I the one? Am I the one who is the one that he had to go after? Am I the one or am I part of the 99? Did I stand still and wait with the group and say, okay, y'all, over there, can y'all imagine that conversation? Hey, he said, stop. All right, everybody, halt. We checking the perimeters. Everybody looking around. Cattle up. Look around. Make sure ain't nothing running at us. Yep. We good. Everybody good in there. Everybody got their friend and everybody buddied up. We good. We got it. Okay. So let's stand here because we waiting on him to go get that other one. Then it got to be brought back. So that's all right. He's going to talk to her. He's going to take it out with her. He's going to bring her on back. So we're going to look around. We're going to make sure we're good. We're checking our perimeters here. We're making sure everybody's safe. Anybody need any water? We're going to make a stop on the way. But the next stop will be because we need water. We ain't stopping because somebody missing, right? Everybody got it? We the 99. We holding down the fort. We waiting on him to come back with 100. We move when we 100. We stronger when we 100. We real when we 100. We are that group when we are 100. So where is the one? Am I the one? Check yourself today. Today I want you to check yourself. Today I want you to realize, are you the one? Are you still in right standing with God? Are you still aligned with what you're doing in your life? Are you still on the path that you need to be on to get to your next? Is that what you're doing? Or have you strayed away? Have you gone? Are you off by yourself? Do you feel like you're off by yourself? Do you need help to come back? Do you know what to do? I'm going to drop this up. I normally drop this at the end just so that you all have the information. I'm going to go ahead and drop this now. But this number that's up on the screen right now, 872-253-9309. That's our prayer request line. You can text your prayer request, or you can text and say I need help, and text what the situation is. We'll get that. Thank you, God. We'll get that. We can pray for you. You don't even have to tell us what we're praying for. You can drop your initials in the text and say, pray for me. That's fine. And we'll make sure that you're covered in prayer. Know that you're covered. And in the process of that, if there's something like you need help, or you need a decision, help to make a decision, or you need somebody to assist you, we can do that too. We're here. And don't ever think you're alone. Don't ever feel like you're alone. I've been there, and I'm not alone. One of the things that I've learned in this life is that no matter how I feel, I'm not alone, because at the end of the day, God is still with me. He's omnipresent in the world. He can be everywhere at one time, but he chose to make sure that I know he's with me. So he'll talk to me, he'll speak with me. If I bring my problems to him and cast my cares, because he cares for me. Come on. So I cast my cares unto God, and God cares for me enough to answer. And sometimes quickly, I can tell him which way I want to go and how I want to move, and he'll say, okay, let's go. Kelly said grass isn't green, always green on the other side. It's not. It really isn't. You can get over there and that grass is all beat down and brown and withered. And you're like, man, I should have stayed with the group. They was heading toward that good juicy grass where I could eat for a while, chill for a minute, and sit off under the shade. I'm over here and ain't no trees, ain't no shade. I'm just in the heat. But I want y'all to understand that it's not going to always be a situation where you cannot get back, that you cannot get to a place where you are part of the 99. And normally, when you can't get back there, it's because you made the choice not to. We have come into a place where we would rather have other people take the blame. Some people, I should say. We will have other people take the blame for what we've done, the activities that we are participating in, the choices that we made. We rather have somebody else take responsibility for those. Well, you grown. I taught my kid and my godchildren that I I got your back, and I'll be responsible for the stuff that you do and what your decisions you make up until you're about 13. And then I'm gonna stop doing that and start making sure that you are well aware that you need to take responsibility for your stuff. And when you hit 18, you're on your own, because you're gonna answer for everything that you do after you hit 18 years old. You grown. So there were some things that B did when he was younger, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm his parent. Let me correct that. Hey, that's not what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna set it up. This is how we're gonna flow in it. And then right after that, when he got into his teenage years, I'm like, okay, now this me and you, we gotta figure this out, because I'm still responsible for you legally, and I need for you to make sure that you're on the right path of this. So you have to adjust, make smart decisions, because this is what happens. And I was real clear about jail time and what happens when you go to jail. I was so open. This is what goes on. Let's not be, we're not doing that. And if you go to jail for something you did, we're gonna have a problem, because I'm not putting nothing on no books. I'm not coming to see you. You're on your own. You got to figure out life. And if it's something you didn't do, then I got your back 110,000%, because I'm an investigator. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna make sure. And so we lived life like that. We talked about everything. I was bluntly open about everything. This is what you need to do. This is the path you need to go in. And I have to say that he strayed. Let me tell y'all, for them ones that's always yelling, no, be cool. Yeah, he strayed. He strayed a few times, but it was okay. It was okay. The reason why is because we all have our moments where we leave the 99. We all have our moments where we decide we don't want to do things the way that God wants us. Do we all have our moments where we don't want to follow the guidance of our parents? We all have our moments where we don't want to um, live connected to a word or a book. We all have moments where we probably question that book. Who wrote this for real? Do I really want to be a part of this? Do I really want to have my life blueprinted by a book that somebody said was left by Jesus? Do I really want to do this? How can you prove it was left by Jesus? These pages look real good for it to be that old. Some of the stuff we say, you know, these words seem real Englishly compared to what we used to. But in the process of all of it, we still move throughout our days with what we're supposed to be doing and how we're supposed to be doing it. And we still have to look out for that one. We still have to figure out if we are the one. Look at your life. Figure out if you are the one. Figure out if your life that you live in is the best way God wants to do it. No, it doesn't have to be something major like you killed somebody or you walk in this path and you just ratchet or you just sitting up there a total heathen. You out here doing everything underneath the sun. You bunny and Clyde by yourself. That's not no, no, no. You are not bunny and Clyde by yourself. Okay? Literally. You can be in a place where you are cluttered in the brain. You're going through some things, you're dealing with life situations, and things just have you a little drifty. Like right now, my seasons are weird. So I am drifty sometimes, and I have to pull myself back. I have to go, hey, God, I need that 99. I am not a heavy community person. Now, I am good on community. I understand what community does. I know about fellowship. I'm there, right? But I don't like crowds of people. I've never liked crowds of people. I was just raised to be alone, pretty much. But I don't like crowds of people. And so I would find myself in a situation where if I got tired of too many people coming around or everybody talking and hanging and falling all over you and laughing, okay, that's enough for me. I'm going to exit stage left. I find myself by myself. I find myself in my own thoughts. Well, I found out there's a dark place to be is in my own thoughts. That's the wrong place for anybody to be is in my head. Because my head used to think about everything. I look at one situation and I see it 5, 9, 20 different ways. What could the outcome be? That's the way I live life. If I do this, what is the outcome? What's the possibilities that could happen? And then I take that worst scenario and say, is it worth it? That's the way I live life, literally. So it's a little hard, but I still live the life that I'm living because I want to make sure that I'm doing it right. Now, when we talk about having community in this, I just recently started trying to be part of community. I just signed on at my church to be part of life groups because I wanted to do it. I tried it before with small groups and that at a different church and the small groups that I was part of. The no, it was too much messiness. It was too much to go through. So I backed off of that. And this, I was like, I want to try this. I want to see if I'm the one. I want to get in this group. I want to try to figure out um, if I can make community out of this. And it was so funny, y'all, because the people at my church have learned me in the little amount of time that I've been there. I think I've been there about maybe 6 months, maybe. But they are hilarious to me because they look at me like, she don't really. It's funny, but first thing is that everybody calls me mama, and most of these people are older than me. But and it's hilarious to me. But they do. They hear other people. We will just roll. I just been correcting mothers. No mother's Tennille. You know, it's not mama. It's literally Tennille. Mama is not my nickname. But we have it where the life groups come together for you to be able to start building community right within the church and making sure you're connected in with those 99 so you can have somebody watch out for you when you're the one and for you to be a 99 when they're being the one. So yes, you have an opportunity. There's always a time there where you are part of the 99 and you can be 99 and the one all at the same time by dealing with this situation right here head on this 99. But 2 minutes later or a day later, you in that one zone. I'm over here trying to figure out. That means you straddling the fence. You need to figure out which way you want to go. You need to go to God and figure it out. Pray about it, figure it out. Ask your pastors about it. Get some spiritual guidance. Come to morning social. Talk about it. Let's see what we can get you to. Get in a community that's gonna have your back and have fun. See us at afternoon social at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's the type of thing you do. Building community. It helps because you got people. Well, it was funny to me because they've learned me because they found out I'm not a big hugger, like don't hug me and all that stuff. And I always yell, Kadisha broke me because our greeter is amazing. And she was like, no, we gonna hug. You gonna hug me until, you okay with hugging people. Well, I'm okay with hugging her. I'm still not okay with hugging people. I would just be like, but I'm better. I'll just say that I'm better. But I joined the life groups and I was sitting next to one of the prophets. I call it a weeping prophet. So the weeping prophet is sitting next to me. And they brought up life groups and they talking about it up on the platform. And they said, well, how many of y'all have joined life groups? And you sign up online. So I threw my hands up, y'all. Like, I did. She looked at me and said, you did? I know they was thinking this chick is antisocial. Who she signed up with life groups with? What? They was probably trying to figure out what had happened. What is really going on here that she done signed up for life groups? This is different. But I promise you that I felt like, thank you, God. Um, Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being a blessing to me. Thank you for being love to me. And I was excited about that. And so I am learning that I can be the one while I'm trying to continue to be part of the 99. But I have to allow the 99 to be part of my life. I have to allow the 99 and God to have a part in my daily activities. I have to do that. I have to. It's that's the way it's gonna work for me. That's the only way it's gonna work for me. Okay, so I want to make sure that we are adding this in. I know I'm slow talking today, throat's a little sore, but I want to make sure that we're adding people up and talking to those that are on our panel. So I kind of split time today, so I'm going to invite up. We have Kelly Webb in the building this morning. Good morning, Kelly Webb.
Good morning.
All right, and we have Maya Alexis in the building this morning. She is not up, but she's in the building. So good morning, Maya. Um, so Kelly, let me talk to you about this whole 99 and 1. Do you feel like at this moment right now, where are you at? Are you a 99 or are you the one?
Um, I feel like at this moment I could be within the 98.5.
Mm-mm. She said 98.5. Wow.
Because I mean I feel like I am following. I'm completely following. But you know how you still have those moments where it's like you still get little things that may have you look at, am I still part of that one? Just with certain things. But for the majority of it, I feel like I'm part of the 99. So in order to not sound contradictory to each other, I say 98.5.
Mm, okay.
I mean, everybody goes through things to still have you. um try to reevaluate. Like, am I completely, fully, all in my faith? I feel like I am until something happens and you start questioning, like, but why did that happen? But I just need to understand, and it's not that I don't trust you. I'm trying to understand. So I don't know if that takes me out of the 99, but my faith is 100%. So yeah.
No, I think your faith being 100% is good because I mean, we all can have faith and be strong in our faith, but sometimes being a one has nothing to do with how strong your faith is. Um, Being the one can just be a result of what's happening around you. And so you never
Right.
know what is going on because I can be strong in my faith and know God has my back and I can do all things through Him and He's gonna make sure that He provides. He's my leader. I can El Shaddai, yeah, and Rapha and keep on going and speaking in tongues and just know that I know because of who God is in my life. But at the end of it all, I can also have something detrimental happen, some trauma happen in my life, or even something happen mentally in my brain that allows me to shift away,
Yeah.
and then
That's
you become the one.
Tennille.
What?
I get it. I think that's why I said that it's the 98.5, because it's like I don't know. I don't
Yeah, it's literally one of those things. Like I um I
I
know
try
like
real hard.
yesterday when we were meeting, I'm like, okay, I'm part of the 99. You know, I'm with the group. I'm moving along. But I promise you, when I say the struggle to just want to be the one, it's real.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in a group and you're like, I'm trying so hard, but sometimes I just want to be alone. Sometimes I just want to drift off. Sometimes I question myself, like, what would happen if I'd have followed through with this?
Yeah.
Back when I was trying to start my own little toy company. I'm gonna say it that way. Toy company.
Yeah.
Well, what would have happened if I did that? Would I have been successful? Probably. Would I have been a millionaire? Probably. That's really likely, especially in these days. I
Yeah.
definitely would have been set up for the pandemic. I'd have been good. But what
Facts.
happened was God was like, "Doc, that is not the reputation I want you to have. I got plans for you, ma'am, and one of the plans I have for you is not for you to be part of the one. You need to be part of the 99 so I can keep you where I need to keep you at because you're tripping." And so I had to follow through with that. Let's just go with that and just say, okay. So now I'm like, okay, God, I get it. I'm part of the 99. But even in my mind, when I feel like I'm straying or I feel like I'm the one, that 99 gonna come back for me. And even if it ain't physically the 99, my brain is gonna tell me, hey, you supposed to be over here. You don't fit over there. The Bible tells us that
That's the
man,
part.
the man that man should not be alone. Wasn't just about marriage, but people were not designed to be alone, which is why we lost a lot of people during the pandemic and the lockdown, and why a lot of people lost their minds during the lockdown because we weren't created to be alone. And some people did not know how to build community online. Some people didn't know how to have that same interaction that they had daily, not being at work. Some people, that's all they had was their work friends. And when they got home, that home situation was a terror. So they became the one. And we had a whole lot of ones, so it almost looked like a lot of us that could just function and being at home and being on deck for themselves and dealing with what they had to deal with directly became the one. Everything looked different. That 99 didn't look like the way we thought it was gonna look. That 99 was like, I ain't wearing no mask. Y'all get sick if y'all want to. We running around here doing what we want to do. We out here in these streets. We not abiding by the rules, but we became the one being at home. Hold on, because it was different, so it looked different. But I promise y'all, even in that, I sit here now and look at how the world flipped like really quickly twice for me. Everything was crazy. Don't get me wrong. Everything was real crazy. But I watched how things flipped and flipped, and I was like, this thing right here is interesting. This was so interesting. It flipped one time when everything happened, when the pandemic hit, when COVID was just heavily rampant. And don't get me wrong, it's still out here, but just flying through, taking out everybody and putting people in the hospital. And you had to protect yourself. And I still don't get the point of us wearing masks and kids didn't, but still, just like you had a lot of stuff happening, right? Well, in the process of that, we shifted. So we all started wearing masks, and everybody was looking at everybody that didn't have a mask like, hey, what you doing? Let me just say good morning to Miss Mamie down in the audience. But it was like, hey, 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 wait a minute. What are you doing? And then it went, okay, well, we go ahead and we are working through life and we're figuring out what we need to do. So we adjusted, right? So when we adjusted and everything started to kind of ease up and they started to say that we were good and they started to say you didn't have to worry about, yeah, sorry about that. They started to say we didn't have to worry about all of the extra and what was happening around us. Don't worry about that. You good. Okay, so then people stopped wearing I'm sorry, y'all. I got people I got people on here that are apologizing because they realized I was still on air, so they send me messages. But anyway, I'm like, for me, it was that thing where you start looking at it and you go, okay, so now everything's switched over. So now we're wear a mask still because I need to make sure I'm still protected. But and for me, like I'm not knocking nobody that's not wearing them. I'm not knocking nobody who is uh wearing them weirdly. I'm not knocking nobody who's not. My thing is just I'm staying my distance because I caught COVID and I caught it towards the end of 2021. Weirdly, I was doing everything safe. Caught it from a baby. So now when I see people that don't wear them, it don't bother me. That's your choice. But I still have mine on. But do you know they look at me like I got a disease? It's back to the way it was before they knew that COVID existed. When people were walking around from Asia and they were wearing masks around us and we didn't have masks on, we'd be like, why are they wearing masks? But my thought was maybe they're allergic to the pollen. Maybe they're allergic to, something that's in the air. Maybe they're not from here and being over here with the stuff that's flying around and all of the different perfumes and stuff like that. Maybe that's bothering them. Maybe they got allergies. That's the way I thought about it. But they had masks on, we didn't. So people would look at them funny and be like, "Oh, they coming back over here with all this stuff." Then when COVID hit, and we had to wear the mask, and everybody became the ones wearing the mask just like them. And I know they was thinking, now y'all with us, so should we talk about y'all like that? And mind you, that my neighborhood has a lot of Oriental or Asian, say, residents. They're amazing people, and they some just like I feel like black people are, white people are. We're amazing people until we're not. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like simply this going through uh going through the motions of what's happening and everybody adjusting. So then you got the people that's not wearing them. We looking at them like, why you don't have a mask on? What are you doing? Don't walk up on me. Everything become detrimental. Keep your distance because now I'm trying to keep mine. People doing crazy stuff, coughing on people and all that craziness. It became a bad thing. But y'all, we have gotten to the place that the government is like, oh no, you're good now. You can go ahead and take that off and not wear that, and we've given you these vaccinations, and you're good. To the point where we've been able to not wear a mask, right? And to certain areas where I am, I won't when I'm some places, and when I am other places, I'm like, let me put this mask on because I gotta be careful in some areas. But they'll look at you now when you're wearing a mask. I had somebody tell me you look stupid wearing this mask for no reason. And I sat there and said, well, I don't feel stupid. I don't feel sick. I don't feel hurt. But you look like you about to start coughing and sneezing at any moment right now. People gonna learn to leave me alone when I'm out and about. Don't do that because I'm not saying nothing to you running around here looking like you about to fall out. Okay? And this is somebody that lived in my building. What happened? A couple days later, I'm coming off the elevator and I run into him, hacking up a storm. I was like, "Ooh, you know how your parents would be like, you hacking up a lung? What's going on?" I was like, "Oh wow, I'm gonna turn my happy go self that way, and I'm gonna go the other way because I'm not getting sick today." But you trying to get to your apartment, so now I gotta walk around with my little bottle of Lysol and my gloves, make sure that I'm good. This is just crazy. But that's my thing is like, okay, you probably would have avoided being sick all the way around the board, but you out here being mean to people that's trying to cover themselves. But you ended up being the one that got sick. And so you have to decide quickly, like, are you gonna be part of something or not part of it? And do you have to wreck somebody else's day just by being mean or irritating to somebody else? No, if I'm in that 99, leave me alone in that 99. I'm in a group and I'm having fun. If I'm in the one and I'm often doing the one, if you're not coming to assist me and being the one to talk to me and see if I'm okay and make sure I'm good, and all you got is negative Nancy and negative Norman, don't come over here. Don't leave me where I am. Leave me be. I am fine. I am trying not to roast you. So please leave me alone because I'm that one that'll get you. So I'm like, hey, I need you to really not. Amber J has joined us and she in the building, y'all. Good morning, Amber J. Miss Mamie, I'm going to invite you up. If you want to come up to speak, you can. If not, you don't need to leave the room. You can just not come up. It's up to you. Good morning, Amber J. How are you? Mm. Well, I mean, that could be taken several different ways. Like, how are you? And she just starts humming. That could have been a groan, towards, I'm that one, but trying to get back to the 99. Or that could have been a groan talking about, I'm just sitting up here chilling, waiting on Jesus to bring back the one. You know, you don't know which one it is. So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Kelly Webb. So, Amber J, in this season right now that you're in, right now, this moment, if you had to choose between being the one or being part of the 99, which one would you be?
I'm sorry. In what aspect?
The one that got away and Jesus had to go get him and bring him back to the 99.
Oh no, I'm being 99. I ain't going nowhere. I'm done.
You
I'm
done?
sitting down. Mhm.
She's come sitting down.
Yep.
You done enough.
My legs are tired. I'm gonna
uh,
sit down.
Amber, like, look, when I'm in the 99, sometimes I can pick my legs up. We so tight together, they just carry me through. We good. We just gonna keep on moving. I am. Listen, I told y'all. For me, it's not. I cannot just sit here and say I'm part of the 99. Sometimes my mind wanders, and it will wander off in that one spirit. I promise you, I can be sitting there with the 99, and all of a sudden I'll be thinking I could just because we joke about it a lot. I know, like me and my crew, I'm quick for when we say we need money for something, I'll throw out something like I could shake something. I don't know if I still got my old clientele, but I could try because that's a lot of money. So I'll say something silly like that. And normally Amber will come back with a, well, she still got it, because we silly like that. That's what we do. But B get real serious. We're not shaking things. We're not moving stuff. That ain't ever God. We ain't doing that. It's just like, okay, it was a joke. But his thing is like, no, don't say that. You got that mentality of I could slide off and do one, but being real for some people, they can't joke like that. Some people cannot. They don't have the mentality to come back from the joke. Is that the way I should say that? They don't have the mentality to come back from the joke.
Yeah.
So if you set it up as a joke, you talk about it as a joke, and before you know it, that person is going off doing it because they don't know how to come back from the joke. But those are people that the 99 wasn't checking on, or those are the people that the 99 checked on. They said they were fine and they left them alone. I'm gonna check back with you. Just to let you know, you join my community. I am checking back. I'm not gonna bother you all the time. I'm not gonna be just in your face. I'm not gonna keep on just bugging you. But I am gonna check. I could be talking to you. You could be there call me. Ain't talked to me in a couple of weeks. But while you talking to me, I'm gonna stop and say, where you at mentally? How you feeling physically? Where your emotions at? Do you need help with anything? You still got a crew. That's what we doing over here. I'm gonna do all of that. Why? Because I need to make sure that you still part of the 99. I need to make sure that you have not decided that you're gonna be the one and stay the one. This is the one time where your number matters extra big. Not that the other 99 didn't matter, but that one number makes that 100. So let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it 100. Get yourself back over here so we can keep that round number right there. That nicely even number. That 100. When we split it in half, you still put it back together, it's still 100. Divided in four ways, it's still 100. It's still going to be 100 when you finish adding it up. 100. So we need you to make that 100. So your job is to stay in the group so that we can keep 100. And when you see somebody sliding off, you go, yo, 100. Come on back. I need you. So I'm gonna ask my panel here. Let's talk about what we talk about. Am I the one? We've talked about a lot about what we've done in the past, but I want to go in an emotional state. I don't want to go into a physical state of this question, but I'm going to ask you emotionally about a time that emotionally you were the one and you felt like you almost didn't make it back to the 99. So, Amber J.
Uh, let me um let me pick one. Um.
I love that she
Ooh.
said, let me
Okay.
pick
I
one.
can say um emotionally, I felt like the one when well, growing up. Well, not all of it, but some of it. Growing up, and I used to play the violin, the recorder, the flute, and something else. I don't remember. I tried to play something else, but I only did it for attention because the rest of my siblings played instruments, and I didn't want to be uh, left out, so to speak, because they was in 99 and I was one, because I ain't play no instrument. Um, and I didn't like it. I didn't like instruments. I didn't like to practice, even though I was good at it. I didn't really need to practice, but I didn't like to practice, and never got the attention that I wanted because I guess it wasn't. Um, it was a different instrument too, so the rest of my siblings played drums and things like that. So I guess since it wasn't that, it wasn't as important. Um, yeah, that's when I felt like the one trying to be the 99, and it didn't work out for me. I was still the one, and I quit, and I burned my violin.
Oh, wow.
I don't know where. No, I don't know where that thing is. Honestly, it's
I was
probably
going to
still in the
say,
attic
wow.
somewhere in the case. But
That's all
yeah,
right. Give it
I
to
don't know where
Tubby.
it
He
is.
got it. So gonna make it a good time. Um, so yeah, that I mean, listen, that trying to fit in is different. trying to fit in. Now she didn't flip this thing around. It's not the one going off on their own. It's the one trying to be a 99 who don't fit in or don't feel like they fit. That thing right there can mess with you, Kelly.
That's true. It can. Um, Honestly, I could say going through the court case about the girls. I felt like I legit was that one that was getting. I think my mindset had gotten adjusted to. I don't even know what the 99 look like no more.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was an emotionally scary time for me.
Well, for me, I want to say that this for me was weird. Um, I keep thinking about this one time. This other time keeps popping in my head, so I'm sitting here trying to figure out which way you want me to go with this guy. Um, I had a situation when I was 15. Was 15, 16, 16. When I was 16 years old, I was still living at home with my mom, and I had gotten really sick and thought I had the flu. And so my mother sent me to stay with my brother in his house with him and his girlfriend for a couple of days because she had to go to work. She needs somebody to watch me, and I'm sick as I don't know what. And then in the process of it, something happened at the house, and my sister-in-law thought I had a miscarriage. I mean, this was my thing. But that I was sexually active. I did have a boyfriend. I was, it was just like a whole big thing. And my household was not conducive to me making mistakes. Let me just say that. It was not. And so I listened to her instead of going to a doctor and figuring out what was going on with me. I just listened to her because she was older and she had kids already. And so mentally I was already drained because I'm sick. I'm throwing up everywhere. I got all this stuff going on with my body and I'm sweating and I don't know what's happening. And I'm like, I'm 16 years old. I was a sheltered kid, like literally was in the house most of the time. And so after that whole thing, my brother was just like, well, we're not going to say nothing about it because mom is going to be like mad. And he didn't want to get in the middle of that and all this stuff. Now, mind you, nobody's taking me to a doctor. We just assuming things, right? And so I get the boyfriend over there to the house and I tell him what's going on so he now knows what's happening. And so when I go home, I'm like, I gotta tell my mom because that's gonna be something that's gonna get me in trouble because at this point there's a lot going on in my body. I need to go to the hospital. Like I'm not sure what's happening, but I gotta let my mom know what's happening. So I tell my mother what's going on. And my mother freaks out, of course. Like she's like, "Oh my gosh, your dad's gonna kill you." And I'm just going, "Yeah, mentally, I really don't care that that dude is gonna kill me." It's I was stressed out enough. That household was abusive, so I was already stressed out. I was going through this emotional. Mind y'all, I'm emotional because my body is going through some things with this whole sickness already, and then I'm having to deal with whatever just happened, and then I gotta go with, all of the ooh, you gonna get in trouble. This is so bad, blah blah blah. So now I'm stressing out over that. So emotionally, I'm all over the place, right? I instantly become the one because that's the way I grew up, being separated from everybody else. I was always the outcast, always the black sheep, always. So this thing here, this did not work out for me well, and I was like, this is not the best thing for me. But I went into a depression because in my head, I just lost a kid and nobody loves me already. I have to go through this whole thing, and so in my mind, I lost the one thing that could have loved me because I know how I felt about my mom. I knew how I felt about her husband, who I thought was my father. I knew how I felt about him, even though I could not stand him and he was abusive. I still just wanted to make him proud of me in some type of way, just to try to alleviate some of the pain I was going through. But emotionally, I was distraught. Emotionally, I was wrecked. I mean, wrecked. I was sitting there crying about this situation because y'all done told me that I had this miscarriage and now I want this kid back because I need something that's gonna love me. When I say mentally unstable, y'all, I can honestly say I was on the edge of the ledge looking over, talking about I could just fall for it and I'd be fine. I don't need to be here with these people. These were the people that I didn't want to be a part of. They weren't God's 99. They weren't part of that group, but they was making up another 99, and I don't want to be a part of that. I need to go find God's group, and I had to figure me out because I knew God. I had been introduced to him. I knew that he could help me. I just had to figure out how I was going to do this. And I literally was like, when I say crying, y'all, my mother's like, I need you to stop crying. I need you to get it together. But did she take me to the doctor? No. No, she did not. She did not take me to the doctor. I ended up having to go with the boyfriend and to go to the doctor. He was like, "That's it. Let's go." Like this was the only person who knew I had the boyfriend was my brother and them and my mom. So he was like, "We I found a place that we can go to, just to make sure that you're okay." And then when I got there, they told me you didn't have a miscarriage. They was like, you literally are sick. Like, we don't think it's the flu, but you are literally sick. And your mother should took you to the hospital. I'm like, well, I'm not there, so let's figure me out. So I ended up having some kind of it's funny I'm gonna say this, some kind of virus or something, and it really just took a toll on my body, really bad. And they were just like, no, that's not what it was, and we don't see anything there, all this stuff. And he waited for me, and when I came out, I told him I was like, I didn't have now listen to this, y'all. This is crazy. I didn't have a miscarriage. I'm good. I'm just sick. They gave me some antibiotics and stuff like that to take, and was fine. I started to get my mental together, right? I started to work on me. I was doing better. He turned for the worse. He started having emotional issues. He started switching over. He started, and mind you, he was never with, when we talk about guys 99 for him, he was not part of that group. He was always that one. He was out there. But even to this day, now here we are, and mind you, that was 30 years ago. He still to this day has some type of emotional um, strain with that because in his head, there was a baby. There was something that happened. And then the whole misconception of the whole thing because he talked to his mom about it, and it just got all mixed up. Then there was, oh no, she went and had an abortion. You know how people do because the doctor didn't agree with what we thought. So now they changed it up. So now y'all giving him a whole emotional strain that wasn't even there for him to have, which we still literally, I had to, talk him down off the ledge last year, I think it was, about this. Like, dude, you really need to get help about this. I was in counseling. So I just went back to my counselor about this whole thing. So I worked through my problems. But that thing was serious. Like you really need to talk to somebody. You are grown as dirt. We need to seriously check in on that, which means there's some other underlying stuff that's going on there that has nothing to do with that situation, but that's the situation that he holds on to. So I promise y'all, be if you're gonna be the one and you've decided that's what you're gonna be, go to counseling. At least go to counseling. So you can start there. Start praying. I'm praying for you. So this is where we are with this. Am I the one? You have to decide who you're gonna be, and decisions are yours to make. Even when you're going through emotional state and you're stressed out or you feel like it's overwhelming. I've been suicidal before. I understand when your mind just won't allow you to make a decision, but somehow you can break through because I had to break through it. I started finding things that made me happy when I felt like this is over, I'm done, I'm ready to go, I'm about to do this, and I knew that I just didn't want to be on this planet anymore. I would find a song to play or I would find something because I knew I wanted to still be here, and it's not easy, but you have to make sure that you get there. You have to make sure that you find a way. It's not going to be a quick road to it. It's not going to be a quick road to it, but you need to find a way to get there. You need to press your way. Know that there are people on this side who love you. Know that there are people on this side of that who will help you. I don't know you personally, but I will be willing to help. And once again, I have that number up on the screen. If you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, it's up on the screen right now. So I'm going to go ahead and read it out loud again for those who are listening to us on F2G Radio and right here on Clubhouse. That number is 872-253-9309. You can text your prayer request, or you can text your situation. We're praying for you. And if it's something that we can help you with, we'll make sure that you get that information back. But we want you to know that you have somebody who has your back, that you are not alone. We are F2GRadio.net. Well, F2G Radio on F2GRadio.net. Well, I'm like, we the station. I will jump in there. But we are here for you. We are in a time of need for prayer, for resources. If we have a way to help, we will find you a way to help. We do have information for counselors and therapists to come through. We are for men and women. Let me just help y'all out. We have counselors and information for men and women. Okay. And if you talk about insurance and stuff, these counselors that we have are spiritual leaders as well. So they have information on counselors who may not charge for counseling or a way for you to get free counseling. They have all of those resources. So make sure you're letting us know. We'll make sure you get that information. We love y'all so much. It's so good. This has been Morning Social. Kelly, do you have anything to drop on them before we leave?
No, I don't. Just like you said, things aren't always easy, but it's definitely necessary.
That it is. That it is. I think that these two scriptures that we're gonna roll with, leaving out, they're part of our confession scriptures. Isaiah 1:19 says, "We are willing and obedient, and we will eat the good of the land." Now I'm gonna change that because we change it every time to include everybody because we're family. But today we're talking about the one. So the scripture actually reads, "I am willing and obedient." Being part of that 99. I am willing and obedient, and I will eat the good of the land because God was already taking them to a place where they can eat more. Because their grass is green and nice and healthy for you. So make sure you remember that Isaiah 1:19. I am willing and obedient, and I will eat the good of the land. And then also Isaiah 2:5. I walk in the light of the Lord. If I walk in the light of the Lord, then how do I get lost? His light is shining upon me. His guidance is there. So if I'm walking in his light, I can turn and ask the question because he's right there with me. Remember that you're never alone. Remember that you're always with somebody else. Somebody's always with you. Isaiah 42:9 says, I will not live in the old, I will live in the new. Every day find something new to live in. Grab hold to something new. That's the way I survive. I'm being real open and honest right now because it's not easy when you're suicidal or you're going through emotional breakdowns. It's not easy to stand on your own, and I didn't have anybody to hold my hand or anybody to help me through or anybody who was willing to listen to me talk or willing to look at a text and see that I needed help or willing to do it. I didn't have any of that. I had me. I had me because my friends were going through their own things and living their own lives. And it wasn't too many of them. I had like two friends. So, you know, 50-50 chance of who I was going to get, and one was very emotional and the other one was very active. So they weren't really around. I had to figure this thing out, and I chose God because I didn't want to lose my life. I really wanted to see who I could become. And with all the negativity that was around me, I wanted to choose the opportunity to make people look stupid. I'm gonna be real honest. I was like, everything that you're saying about me, I just want to make you look dumb. I really do. I want to stand here and have you regretting ever saying that about me or saying that to me. And I did that. But I did that in taking steps of me moving along and moving around. So now when you say that I wasn't going to ever become nothing, I'm telling you now, I'm on another radio station. When you said that I couldn't do, I wasn't going to be good enough. I had literally, my stepfather said I wasn't going to be worth nothing but laying on my back. I got one kid, y'all. And I can count how many people I done been with. And that was never my pro choice, because if that was the case, I'd have been a millionaire, because you can't afford this. I'm just saying. If that, I
That part.
listen, I'm just saying that whole thing. So apparently, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of a few. I'm gonna need people to understand you can't say stuff about T because you're talking about Tennille. Tennille gonna make you look stupid in your words. You're gonna eat those words, and you're gonna be sitting there going, no. This is the same situation when I say emotional stress and trying to figure out if I was the same one who he never talked to. But then when he got older and he saw that I had moved on, my life was doing great, then you want to start having conversations with me because you want to claim that nope, 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 nope. Keep that same energy, please. Because it took me too long to get my mental back to a place where I was okay, where I saw that I was on the fence of being the one and trying to be the 99. And I had become content where I was for a moment. But I started to adjust quickly. Like, I'm really trying to get to that 99. I just done struggled so long that I'm tired. So don't always think that somebody is like straddling the fence because they don't know which way to go. No, they on the road to their 99. They just tired. They fought to get out away from being the one. They fought to get away from what they used to. They fought to get away from that bad situation. So I'm just tired. I'm resting for a second. That's it. Can I catch my breath? Can I get over there? I've been fighting for 10 years. I was in a 10-year depression, y'all. Like, literally dragging my way through life and trying to act like everything was okay for other people. I was clawing my way through because I had a kid and I didn't want him to go through what I was going through. And my child still ended up going through some emotional and mental stuff, but I was able to help. I was able to guide. I was able to be honest and let him know what I had been going through. So I left from that place and made my way over to this place. And I just got on the fence and sat there for a minute because I needed to breathe. And everybody, she don't know which way she going. I just came from being a one. Dang, can you give me a break? When I was ratchet and out here literally just living my own good life, not caring about who husband I was messing with, not caring about what I was trying to get at, not caring about where I was going and what I was doing and what money I was holding for who and what I was riding around in the middle of the night, walking the streets in the middle of the night because I'm this is what I do when I'm outside. I'm bored, so I just walk around outside and I'm fighting everything that moves. I was angry. I was out there and I was the one. I literally was the one that was getting away from Jesus quickly. And I was maneuvering like dipping through trees like he gonna have to catch me. But here I am now fighting, and because I'm on the fence, you are bashing me. You are making me feel like I'm less than. You are making me feel like I'm not worth it. And this is coming from people that are in and out of church. But I gotta now fight because I'm trying to get to the 99. I, just let me catch my breath. I'm gonna say, let me clear my throat. Y'all, I mean, seriously, give me a moment. We have got to stop doing that to people. Just because they're on the fence, you don't know where they fought to get to that fence. Do you know how high that fence was for them to climb up on it and sit there? I'm not gonna fight with you, and I know we ain't got a whole lot of time on this earth, but I'm not gonna fight with you because you on the fence. Okay, you on the fence, got it. So I don't know what happened to get you here, but you here. So right now, you in decision making time. How can I assist you right here? What do you need from me? You need me to pray with you? You need me to talk to you at night? You need me to be that phone call that answers. You need to call me when you going through or you feel like you finna slip up or you feel like you finna go and have sex with somebody or you about to start masturbating. You need to contact me just to talk. I'm here. I know you on the fence. Let's talk. What you want to talk about? Let's get there. Let's deal with your issues and then crack jokes because that's what I got. That's just what I got. But I'm not going to have you on the fence and I push you off back over to the other side of that fence. And you now have to try to climb it again and get back up there just to be part of the 99. I'm not going to do that to you. That's just not who I am. So, y'all, and thank y'all for joining us for Morning Social. Just remember, community is everything. It's time to start building. We need to bring more people into the community, talk more about what's going on and how we need to handle life, and understand that some people have fought their way to get to being on the fence of getting to be the number, the 99 and not the one. So sometimes we still have the one mentality when we're coming into the 99. Be part of that 99 that's going to look out for that one. Be part that's going to be like, are you okay? That randomly checks on them. That when they call you, you ain't like, here they go again, because that was you. At some point in your life, think back. At some point, you needed somebody too. And if you didn't, you know somebody who did. So you know the process. There's no excuse for mishandling God's children. Now, if they mishandling you, call me. No, if they mishandling you, deal with it in such of a manner that you can deal with people and love them. God says you owe no man anything but to love them. But I can love you from a distance. I ain't got to be in your face to do that. So if you're being that one that's being reckless and trying to bring me into your wreck, then I know that I need to separate because I can't become part of your one. You're not building the 99 with me in it. I need to stay over here where this crew is already together and we already know who covering us. But I'm gonna pray for you though. Continue to pray for them. Continue to keep them covered and lifted. Continue to check in on them or find them somebody that can. Leave that, drop that nugget about counseling, drop that nugget about speaking to their spiritual, because some people won't go to counseling, that they need to speak to a counselor or their pastor, or you need to go let your mom and them know. Let them know that this is for my young people that's listening to this on the replay. It is okay to talk to your parents. If you don't think you can talk to your parents, talk to somebody else's parent. Let me tell y'all, Brandon made me the counselor. My car became a couch, literally. High school was interesting for him and very interesting for me. Got people, kids jumping in my back seat. Call your mama. Why is you in my car? Then to find out that this thing, Kelly, stop laughing because you know we had this conversation about it. And B was like, because I could talk to you about anything. You told me I could talk, and because I told him that, he told his friends that. You talk to my mom, she lets me talk to her about anything. So you can talk to her. She's not gonna judge you because she'll tell you she did it too. But okay, you got people, kids jumping in the back seat of my car. This is not safe. First of all, don't y'all jump into nobody else's car. That mom and me used to go off. Stop jumping in people's cars. You don't know if somebody gonna drive off with you. And they looking at me like, well, Brandon getting in the car. Let's call your mama. I'm passing my phone around now. Pull out your cell phones. Call your mamas. Can you drop us off at home? Call your mama. Hand me this phone. I got your child who done jumped in the backseat of my car. These parents was funny. They knew my son. These parents was hilarious. Your child jumped in the backseat of my car. First of all, you need to talk to them about that. They should not be jumping in the backseat of people's cars. That's the first thing. Second thing, they want me to drive them home. Is that okay with you? Because I'm Brandon's mama. Oh, Snow's mom. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fine. Lady, you don't even know me. You know, I always got the it's fine. If you Brandon's cool, we like Brandon. We don't think that you hurt our kids. I don't want your kids. I definitely don't want. Lady, I'm gonna drop your child off like quickly. But in the process of that, y'all, I became the cab counselor. I guess I don't know. It was just like we had drop off sessions for real in the car. And they wouldn't talk to each other outside, but they would talk around each other in my car. And I had a rule: what's said in this car stays in this car. You are not allowed to go talk about them later, and you cannot use what you're hearing against them. And if I find out about it, I'm gonna come find you. And you won't be allowed in my car again. So we had rules in that counseling session, okay? And they followed the rules because they needed that. So I became that counselor for these high school kids that just needed to talk and was scared to talk to their parents. And they became friends because they knew what the other ones was going through. So I was like, this works for me. Fine. I'll take this little girl 3 blocks away from the school because she literally, I'm looking at her house. Like, this is crazy. And I'm going to talk to her and I'm going to get her there. And then I'm going to give her mama a quick recap of, hey, this is what you need to do right now. Like, she's okay, but this is it. And she was just like, I trust you. If you'll talk to her, that's fine. She don't want to talk to me, so talking to you is fine. Great. Okay, mom, we're good. Then I had another one I had to drop off at church. And I was like, okay, sir. Then I dropped her off. Let's take you. And he's like, it's my turn. It's your turn. What do you need? And would listen to them and be like, oh, you couldn't talk to your mom about that? No. Oh, because when your mama too churchy, I was like, these parents need to stop it. They know that they weren't churchy like this all their life. Stop playing. Like, this baby can't even tell you he interested in a girl because he's scared. So this ain't right. These conversations is getting serious. Let you get this out your system. Let's talk about it. Let's get you to the church and drop you off. And then I would look at Brandon and be like, you're gonna do this every day, aren't you? So I need to make time during my schedule to do counseling sessions after school. So I had to add 30 minutes to my route home. Y'all, I promise you, B was training me. He was like, yes. And then the next day I got two different kids. So it's, oh my God. Like, Lord, why? So now I had a set schedule. On Tuesdays, I know this one going to church. I know that this right here gonna jump in because he her friend and got to drop her off at her mama house. I know I got to drop. But during the sessions, I learned so much about them, and to this day, I can say that at least one, two, three from high school. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, three still are. They claim me. I'm their mom. When they go through, when they have children, I'm grandma. It's literally is they've connected to me like that. But I was there, and I get that, but I didn't have that, so that's why I can give it. So just because you don't feel like you are capable or you felt like people are telling you that you can't do, remember that everything they said that you wouldn't do, you can't do, you're not capable for, you're not qualified for. God already qualified you. You are capable. You can do it. This is the time for you to be able to help out. If you feel like you can't, I can't really help children. I don't have money. I don't have finance. Listen, your time, most of the time, is all they need. Just an ear that's going to listen because they really don't want to be part of the one. They don't want to be the one. They want to be part of the 99. They just don't know how to get there. And you going through the things that you went through and talking through it can help them get there. So y'all, listen, I can stay on this all day because that's a soft spot for me. But I'm gonna come off of that. Miss Mamie, thank you for jumping on with us. You have a little pink ticket on there. It just says that you are not part of our house. And when you jump off of here, or anytime you're ready, please join the house because we're gonna have some house member related events that it will only let you in or invite you if you're part of the house into this event where we'll be doing giveaways, and that's coming out real soon for June. So we are excited about that. We are F2G Radio and F2G Network. Period. Huh. We are also F2G Entertainment and Apparel. So we have a network of networkers and employment opportunities and different things that we are doing. Thank you, ma'am. And we love that you are joining us every Monday morning, 7:45 a.m. And yeah, we be on here normally to 9:15. Look at that. It's 9:12. Kelly, I did it again.
I'm proud of you, girl. You doing what you
I'm,
doing.
I be trying, but sometimes the team will send you off. You be on here to noon. It's just wrong. But we are still on right now with F2G Radio, and we are live on Faithful to God Network on YouTube and on F2G Radio on Facebook. So y'all, as we simulcast, because Brent told me stop talking about multicasting. He said it's multitasking, Mama. It's simulcast. Okay, I got you. No problem. So as we are on this simulcast and we are having conversation, we have fun. We'll be back this afternoon with afternoon social, where we're gonna have fun, play some games, and I am ready because it is emoji. No, because it's supposed to be emotional, but we are doing emojis, y'all. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for this? We finna wait, Kelly. We finna play a game you like. We finna play a game you like. We gonna play the game where we have to use the emojis on the sound, on the regular emojis that's on there, just like those eyeballs that Kelly just threw up there. Won't be a verbal response, but it will be an emoji response. I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to find your favorite emoji to drop up there quickly to go along with it. Come on, listen. And then you're going to make sure that you are able to get in there. We have been teaching people about the sound button. So we're able to get you on there and let you hear what's going on, how we're having fun, and what we're doing. So join us back at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on Clubhouse. Now, this doesn't air on F2G Radio or on Faithful to God Network or on F2GRadio.net, just right here on Clubhouse. Y'all see how that works? So I'm gonna need all y'all that's listening in and watching in over here to come on and join us over here at Clubhouse at F2G.network. All right. Join us at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will see y'all there. Love y'all. Bye, Maya. Love y'all. We out of here. As I click my little buttons because I didn't prepare myself. I got into this conversation a little bit too good, y'all.
Lift your hands, I feel my mantle.
Mm-mm.
I prophesy that you are entering into a season, that everything that God does for you from now on